And anyway, that's how Jimmy Hoffa disappeared.
What the?
Oh, hi!
What the? What do you? Alright. I should have expected this. I should have expected you to
You
do
really
something like this.
should've.
I really should have. Well, hey, how about we get on with the actual video? Hi, this is Saya, and I'm here with,
Hi, I'm Tegan.
yeah, and it's Halloweek. Halloweek day 2, baby! Wait, is it technically day 1? Because,
So technically, day trailer.
yeah, because day 1 is the trailer and day 2 is the speed paint. Is it day 1 or day 2 technically?
Who fucking cares? All of October is Halloween anyway.
Maybe, I don't know. All that matters is November is basically Christmas.
That is true. November is Christmas.
But yeah, it's the...
Anyway,
It's...
you brought me in to watch the speed paint?
Yes, I did. It's Halloweek Day 2, the Speed Paint Edition, where for Halloweek I created Halloween sprites, as I usually do for every single game that I do. I needed some special Halloween sprites for the games that we were playing, and considering 2 of the games that we're going to play are the same style, I figured, why not go Monster Prom style? Which in hindsight, it's a style that's a lot different from the way that I usually draw. So I kind of cheated, and you'll see when we actually get there. I decided to branch out, and I started using Clip Studio Paint's asset store for 3D models because I more often than not bastardize my proportions. I'm not very good at proportions. I draw bean characters. So having to draw a normal full-size model is like a lot more difficult for me than usual. But
I know I've seen bits and pieces of the end result, so I thought you did pretty good.
yeah, I think I did pretty good too in the end. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let me jump back to OBS. There it is. There might be some latency issues on both our end and OBS's end, so yeah.
And I can see from the bangs that you decided to do my character first.
Yep, you also want to know who took more time?
My character.
Yes, do you want to know why it took more time?
Considering this is the explanation of the speed paint? Yes.
Because you made me draw the Ghost Rider.
What can I say? I love playing him in Ultimate Hit Marvel Alliance 3.
But yes, here, let me preface this first. The pose that I did get from a 3D asset, so I will grab it later and pause to show. I'll put it in the description basically. But yes, Tegan has decided that I asked her at the beginning of Halloween, hey, I'm gonna be drawing these Halloween sprites. What monster do you want to be? And she told me, hey, the monster that the Ghost Rider is. And I replied, you mean a skeleton on fire?
And I replied, yeah, a skeleton on fire.
Which I appreciate you have, any sort of confidence in my abilities, but goodness. That being said, I did have a fair bit of fun drawing her. This is the model that I use. This is the going in where I used models as reference, as opposed to mine where I traced over the model, which I'm allowed to do. I have looked at the permission. And it was beneficial that I didn't have to do hands or feet. This was also the first time that I was trying to figure out how the hell Monster Prom does their clothes folds, because my clothes are mainly big blobs of fabric, and it works. I do love how I did the jacket though. The jacket turned out amazing.
Oh yeah, the jacket is fucking sweet.
That was the only that was the
only I own that shit in real life.
Yes. That was the only other request that you gave me. When I asked, hey, do you have that you gave me 2 requests. You requested that the pose be similar to Kanji from Persona, and you requested...
My favorite character, yes.
Yes, and you requested that I give her a punk jacket. And I'm pretty sure I did, like, both of them justice.
You did. Oh, and now here's the favorite part.
I literally just
the
got
true
a
monster part.
Yes, I literally just got a skull off of Google Images, and I sketched it out best I could, and then I literally conformed it to your face, the face that I had made. And I honestly...
So hopefully it matches my actual skull, too.
Exactly, that's what I did. I hope it matches. I don't know. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out if I wanted your default face to be Angie or not. I spent a lot of time also figuring out what the freaking color I should make your hair. Because I knew that I wanted it to be the same way that I did our Deltarune sprites, with the little blue fire, which is supposed to be the hottest type of fire. But I couldn't decide. Exactly. I couldn't decide what color that I wanted it for, like, the longest time. I love how I did the jacket. The layering with the fur and stuff. It took me a while also, but I managed to do it. And it has gold... What's it called on the inside? A zipper. A gold zipper. I used a lot of color referencing. I made sure to add a bit more flecks of flame onto this. Because I didn't want the hair to seem, like, too static, basically. I used Amira, the red player character, as reference for everything to do with your fire. And I think I like how it turned out, honestly.
I do too. I mean, she has blue flaming hair, and then she gets a blue flaming skull.
Yeah, I love once
she is.
Once I managed to get the skull, I messed around a long time also with figuring out what the fuck I wanted to do with your lips, because a lot of the characters have lipstick. And eventually I just gave you a blue tint on the bottom.
Oh my god! I don't think I've ever seen that part of the sprite, where my eyes and mouth are all doing that.
Yeah,
I love it!
As you know, I did make these sprites also for the mod tool. Hint, hint. So I wanted to make you an angry sprite, and my favorite, like, idea was to have hair, like fire, just coming out of the eyes and mouth, and it looks so cool. Happy Sprite a minute ago was literally just like, she has these little baubles of glowing in her eyes. And then I'm trying to figure out the Shock Sprite here, which does also take me a while. Oh, I got it eventually, I guess. Which is literally your jaw dropped.
Yes, my jaw... Love that. That is the perfect pun expression for a skeleton face.
I want to ask your opinions of it.
I love it. Like, oh, she looks so good. Like, from what I remember from playing all the Monster Prom stuff, she so well. Like, it's so good, and I'm so proud of you because you split up into like a style that you're unfamiliar with, and it came out so good.
Yeah, I'm very happy you liked it. It is honestly a style I'm very unfamiliar with, you know, normal bone sizes. If you saw at the beginning, I spent so long trying to figure out why are the torso so long and the legs, they don't need to go. What the fuck do arms do?
I am so lanky.
No, not you in particular, humans. Just humans. I spent so long trying to figure out how the fuck do bodies work. Because I draw very, like, tubby people. I draw panda bears. That's all I draw. So drawing, like, a normal...
Draw short, fat queens.
Yeah, exactly. So drawing a normal person was, like, very odd for me. But I got it, and I honestly do like how she ended up. And I'm gonna make you watch mine too now, because I am also very proud of her. But I gotta go back to it.
Yeah, this is one that I'm actually very interested in.
Yeah.
Second, I thought you made me a smug face in human form, and I was like, yeah, that fits surprisingly well.
Yep. This isn't the pose that I went with. I saw it immediately and I was like, yes, this is so cute. However, I am a much shorter and chunkier built person, so I decided to just like squash her. That's how I do often. I always start with the hair whenever I draw myself, because it's like the part that I'm the most familiar with.
You do have some very curly hair.
Yes. From the start, I wanted to have her holding a book, so you'll see me mess around with the hands for a little while after I do the hair again.
Every artist's worst nightmare is hands, so
They
I
were.
understand.
I had to draw both hands and feet in this, and for some reason the feet were easier.
Is that a tell about you or a tell about the character?
Both, yes. I gotta do here. The reason probably why yours took less time is because I don't have eyes or a mouth. I don't have a mouth either. I have decided to make myself a clay golem as opposed to your skeleton because I am allowed to. As an artist, I have decided to mold myself as I will. Also, I love how I made this coat. As opposed to you, who have gotten 2 faces, I got 2 outfits. An outfit similar to like what I wear in real life, and an outfit similar to my model that I am planning. And also like my Genshin sprite.
Oh yeah, I know about the Genshin sprite.
Exactly. I honestly love how this coat turned out. And I also got to draw 2 different books. I got to do a composition notebook, and I got to draw a tome, which I entitled Lunar Thesis Rift Generation and Potion Implementation. And I just enjoyed that I got to do something really nerdy like that.
Yeah, you would be the type of person to join a potion brewing class.
Yes, I would. I also, if you can tell, I just put off doing the fingers for so long. I drew up the.
You did those shoes like 20 times.
Yeah, it was like I'm going to wait to do these fingers until the very end. Here's the second outfit, my lunar witch outfit. I do enjoy how I made this out to be. I straight just stole the sleeves off of her jacket. Which I don't mind because it made it easier, but still. I
Also, can I just say, I love the hourglass shape of the dress. Like, oh my god.
Yes, I love this outfit in general with the hourglass shape and all the different pieces of like fabric overlapping each other. There's the book. Here's the feet, which surprisingly turned out much better than I thought they would. Considering I can draw neither hand nor feet. I'm just gonna be sitting here like, I love this and I love this, and here I am going to line art. There isn't much to say really. I had like unlike yours, which was a lot of like experimentation, I had like a solid idea of what I wanted to have in this sprite from the beginning. Like, I knew I wanted to have her very, like, prim and proper, and I knew I wanted to have my jacket, and I knew I wanted to have her holding a book. I knew I didn't want to draw eyes. I was alerted.
Yeah, especially after the whole debacle of my eyes.
Exactly.
Both hollowed out and actual.
No eyes. I'm done with eyes. I did get alerted that, hey, the colors that you use are a little, like, too toned down. They're muted. That's the word. They're too muted for Monster Prom style. Like, I showed it to somebody and they were like, hey, these colors are a bit dark. So I did have to mess around with the make colors look good button. And it also gave me the idea of, like, her jacket is interchangeable. On the inside is, like, a starry night sky, and on the outside is purple.
Nice.
It's also here where I figured out, like, here's where I felt that I got good at Monster Prom shading finally. Cause look at the jacket. And yes.
Oh, and now you're going into working on expressions.
And oh, I don't know why I decided to do expressions here before I did on the other one. Here's a quick rundown of my expressions. Her happy I showed you these expressions before when I was making them. It's specifically like, hey, I think these might be a little too creepy.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with that as a fan of some real gory horror movies.
A quick rundown just because I like one in particular, my angry sprite. I'll probably pop it up here. I call it less passive, more aggressive.
Nice.
Because it's meant to be, she's so angry, her skin is hardened and cracked open. Because she's made of clay. So it's like, less passive, more aggressive. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you now.
Yeah, I think that was the one that you thought was probably the most creepy of the bunch, and that I also thought was pretty creepy. And considering that that's an anger expression, I think the creepiness actually works.
I want to note really quick, I love how I shaded the gemstone in the middle. It was perfect.
Oh, yeah, that is some pretty shading.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, and you know what's also gorgeous? The sash.
Yes, I love how I did the sashes. My starry sash and then my faded veil. I love how I have drawn them before, as I said in the Genshin. Oh, I guess that's it. As I said in the Genshin one, so I'll go ahead and pop it up here, I guess. I have drawn them before.
Yeah, I guess you just copy pasted your face over to her.
Yep, exactly. I have drawn them before, as I said in the Genshin sprites, and they're still my favorite parts to like color, basically. They're just so fun, and I get to mess around every time that I make them. Like this time I actually made it see-through. Like you can see underneath the sash. That's about it for the speed paint. I'll go ahead and pop them both up next to each other so we can do the outro. What do you think of the sprites?
Like, again, I'm so proud of you for reaching out into a different style, and you just nail it. Like, perfectly.
Honestly, I love how they turned out. I was worried when I had the idea of like, you know what, I'm gonna make Monster Prom sprites. Because of the proportions, but they turned out so cute. I love them.
Yeah, like, your little clay girl, like, I just want to paint your little cheeks. And then watch your cheeks pop back up because she's made of clay.
I like to believe that when she gets angry, I haven't watched the Ghost Rider movies in so long, but I choose to believe when she gets angry, her skin literally like flares up as the smoke. And it turns into the fire. Yeah. It like burns away and it's just like, oh shit.
And because, of course, this is like Monster Prom in a high school, instead of a motorcycle, she rides a bike.
She rides a tricked out bicycle with like the card in the back wheel.
Yeah!
Yes! A tricked out motocross bike.
Oh, fuck yes.
I love that. That's amazing. But that's it, really. Thank you for coming on and watching these and making my job 500% easier.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call you either in like an hour or tomorrow and be like, hey, we gotta record the next bit. I'm just gonna be working a lot this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun work.
As we close off, do you want to talk about the disappearance of the royal Anastasia's family now?
Oh my goodness. And peace out.
No.
I'm like banking on I will have this done, but as I have like 3 other games to record and also 3 sprite sheets to make still, it's gonna be like a 50-50. I might end up releasing it in November. But I'll go ahead and post the pictures. I'm in the process of making a mod pack for Halloweek, featuring me and Tegan. And whenever that does end up releasing, I'll put like the link in the description. But yeah, just, you know, a hype for that.